When I first started telling people I was separating or separated and divorced, people would always say like, "Oh, did he hit you? Did he abuse you?" Bitch, no. I didn't go through that. Now some people do. For me, it was a literal like marriage death by a thousand cuts. It was small things every single day over the course of years that led to separating and divorcing. Now there were
Let me stop it there. I'm gonna let the video play longer. It's just this is why you gotta pick a woman that wants to be a wife. Not I want a husband. I want to be married. Do you want to be a wife? And are you sure you want to sign up for this job? Death by a thousand cuts. Every fucking year you have a thousand cuts from everything. Your kids, children give you a thousand cuts. Your job gives you a thousand cuts. Life is hard. But this bullshit reasons to jump out of a marriage, these women try to tell other women, yeah, it's okay to jump out of your marriage if you're unhappy. A thousand cuts. She's probably gonna blame the husband like crazy and take no accountability. And probably somebody in her life push her forward, be like, yeah, you're right. But let's continue.
couple of big things, but those small things over the years, oh my gosh. And a lot of us have like
Small
a
things.
mix of all these things. I wanted to talk about some of the things that I experience that people may not even really think are a big deal, but they definitely added up. So one of them was I would always ask my ex to like, before we go to bed, like, hey, are the doors locked? He would get so fucking mad at me when I would ask that question because he didn't want to get up to go check the doors. Mind you, military man. So he was deployed a lot. So I always had to be hyper vigilant for months on end, for years, at the most 8 months, doing things on my own. So having that relief of like, oh, he's home, he can make sure we're safe, but then not having that, fucking insane for years. Um, then I just eventually stopped asking, right? I also stopped asking him to fix things or to put things together because when he would do that, he would have an attitude. So it would either break or it wouldn't be put together correctly and break later on. So once again, I stopped asking, made me stronger, whatever.
Notice she said that she asked him to do stuff and it either break, it wasn't done correctly. Just by those statements, that lets you know she was probably complaining when he did do stuff, when he did do it correctly, or the product isn't good, so it breaks. All of a sudden, yeah, you must have not put it together correctly, man. If you let some of these people talk long enough, they tell you what actually happened, including realize you're listening to her side. You don't know his side. Include this is the interesting thing. Remember, people don't put things on social media unless for the most part they're looking for someone to validate their feelings. They're not ever going to villainize themselves. They want somebody to agree with their decisions. And truth be told, most people that come on here and share their decisions, they usually feel a sense of guilt of whatever they did, but they want others to make them feel better about it.
Made me figure it out. But once again, I shouldn't have had to be strong in that way. I should have been able to trust. I planned all of our family trips, all of our dates, probably 98 to 99% of our dates I planned. He would fly across the country. He would drive wherever he needed to drive for someone's retirement, for someone's event. But to take me down the road on a date, couldn't do that shit.
Now, mind
Um,
you, she said he didn't take her on
and
dates.
all the household
Okay.
management, all the household finances, I did all those things. There's so many things, so many small cuts, so many injuries. Oh my gosh, the horrible dates. Like I remember I couldn't figure out why when he planned a date, why it just
Wait, pause. Did you notice? She said she planned dates. Now she's getting into a point where he planned a date and it probably wasn't good enough.
always wasn't like something would happen all the time, random shit. And I realized because he didn't have intention in planning anything for me. Everything was like last minute. Everything was like a check in the box. And I always left our dates just feeling so unfulfilled, feeling so unloved. It was ridiculous. I remember we were watching a movie, I think The Best Man Holiday, and they were like, in a beautiful island, and I forget it was Tay Diggs and Sanaa Lathan's character, and she was like about to do something really sexy for him because they were relaxed, right? They were on vacation. And I remember saying to him, "Oh, I wonder what I would do if we were, together on an island." Because mind you, we never ever went on a vacation together by ourselves.
I apologize if I keep interrupting. I want y'all to notice something. One, she not only showed that it doesn't matter what he did, she complained. It wasn't good enough. Two, she is comparing her relationship to a fictional movie slash show. Real life compared to fake life. Good job. Let's continue with that. Like that actually helps you. And I guarantee nobody ever pointed out to what the hell are you doing? This is real life. Including if the man did try by doing dates and then you complained, of course he wouldn't want to plan any more dates. But let's continue.
I would have had to plan it, and I didn't want to do that. And I remember he got so angry with me. And he was like, "Oh my God, like we don't have the money, we don't have this and that, bitch." We had three incomes, and I had two of them incomes as a therapist and working full time. And I'm also a professor. So technically four incomes, including his own. But I remember going like, damn, like I can't even ask for anything.
The fact that she's a therapist, this is why even in my position, sometimes I say the blind usually leads the blind. That makes no damn sense. You can't take yourself out of your position and self-reflect on you complaining, you not understanding certain things aren't going according. You can't go to your husband and tell him that we need to go seek therapy, our communication is off. Instead, you want to just blame him and blame him and blame him, blind leading the blind.
You know what I'm saying? So it was 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts, as so many of us women have went through. And I want all of us to share our stories, because there are women who are sitting in marriages dying 100 times a day because of these small cuts every single day. May not be big things to some people, but that shit adds up. And I'm saying that for any woman who is navigating this space, who are sitting in a marriage or difficult relationship, and they're just like, I feel off. Something doesn't feel right. Like, what is going on, bitch? It's 1,000 cuts that you are receiving day in and day out. And that is hard to deal with.
This is why I tell people all the time, whatever therapist you go see, make sure you interview the therapist. Because sometimes you can be leading, somebody can be leading you based off of their misery, their failures, their this, that, and the third. You can see this woman decided to leave her marriage, and now if you go see her, she's gonna tell you some bullshit about, well, it's okay that you're unhappy sometimes. Certain little things can escalate. Little things are a part of marriage. It's a part of friendship. It's a part of having children. It's a part of work. When you have a job and little things are bothering you, you suck it up because you realize the bigger picture is more important. I'm getting paid a certain amount. I can afford this. I can afford that. When you have a marriage, I love this person. Of course, they're not going to have everything that I want. This is why many people, blind leading the blind, another woman telling other women, no, it's okay. A death by 1,000 cuts. Shut your ass up. This pisses me off because misery loves keeping company. And it shows this woman wasn't happy in her marriage. It didn't seem like the man can do anything right. But let's say she was just blaming him for everything that he did wrong. Everything that was going wrong. Blame him, blame him, blame him. Please realize who you decide to actually listen to when you go to therapy. Don't look for a person that more so failed or feel as though, okay, my misery is your misery. Let me connect our trauma bonding. And it's interesting, she's a therapist and she couldn't see this. But then again, therapists need therapists. But for everybody out there, please be mindful of who you listen to, who you actually see as a more so or moral compass. Even listening to her story, once again, you can listen to her story and see that at the end of the day, she complained about what her husband did. But thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah, have a good one. Let's ride.